News headlines presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Tano program. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E Fueling Excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, it's going to be a partial return of Super Saturday, the Election Commission recounting the gubernatorial and senatorial races. Nesta Lacanto with what to expect. Plus, a fair share of attack ad services this election year. Chris Barnett with political insight on the tactic. Some are calling cowardly and say it's illegal. And the clock has run out for a bed and breakfast illegally operating in the tourist district. Enforcement is taken and the owner is left closing up shop. Hafaday and good evening.
Her ankles bound with tape and her body found badly decomposed. We begin with the death investigation we first brought you earlier today. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola confirming he suspects foul play after an elderly woman is found dead inside her Dededo home.
Yeah, just a tragic situation happening here, Chris. Investigators spending most of today on the scene. The situation definitely leaving some in the neighborhood concerned.
Yeah, it's really quiet here. Since how many years we've been staying here?
Tragedy hits this Dededo community along Macheche Road Friday morning.
It's really scared now in Guam. It's like that.
Chris Manalo learning hours after police showed up that his neighbor was found dead.
Sometimes she's cleaning in the front of the house, picking up the trash.
Chris also recalling how he would often see the victim at a local game room.
She just find out we stayed together when I saw in the wars. I said, Mama, we call him Mama.
You call her Mama?
Yeah.
He last saw her 3 weeks back. Police responded to the call around 10 o'clock Friday. GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau.
Our detectives from the GPD's Criminal Investigation Division were activated to assume a death investigation relative to the discovery of a decomposed female individual here.
An elderly woman who lived in this house.
Is there any idea how long she might have been there before she was found?
Not at this time. Again, it's going to be from the findings of the Chief Medical Examiner.
Investigators went door to door interviewing neighbors. Authorities, though, unable to confirm if her death was a result of any foul play.
We take it as an investigation purposes, and that's why you saw our investigators donning the hazmat suits and everything to preserve the evidence at the scene. And with this death investigation, any evidence or trace evidence that may be found, okay, and that's why we donned the hazmat suits. So.
Others living nearby watched as investigators spent majority of the day at the home. For now, police are asking the public for help. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. Again, the medical examiner confirming with KUAM he suspects foul play, but an autopsy to determine how the unidentified woman died is set for Tuesday.
The Democratic gubernatorial primary is not quite over yet. The Election Commission will recount the ballots Saturday for the top two teams, Leon Guerrero Tenorio and Ugan Lim Tiaco.
Yeah, the GEC will also retabulate the votes for the 15th and 16th place finishers in the senatorial race. Nesta Lacanto has the latest on Decision 2018.
The commission met Thursday for the first time since the August 25th primary election. Most of the discussion was about the recount of the Democratic gubernatorial ballots. The Lou and Josh team topped Ugan Lim Tiaco by just 260 votes, but candidate Frank Ugan Jr. told the GEC board the law demands a recount.
The Guam legislature, in passing this law, determined that when an election between candidates is close, in this case, when the difference in votes is 2% or less, a recount of the votes cast is to be automatic. Therefore, a recount in this primary election of the top two gubernatorial teams should have been automatically implemented without the candidates being placed in a position to request or advocate for what the team is entitled to and mandated by law.
But the law is not clear on what formula to use to determine the percentage difference. But after some debate, Commissioner Patrick Seville explains they ultimately decided to add the totals of the two top vote getters to determine the margin. Then,
simply multiply by 0.02. That gives you your 2% threshold. And if the difference is above that number, then there's no recount. It's a kind of a bright line test. And if it's below that number, if it's below 2%, then the law says there is a recount.
In this case, the 260 vote difference was below the 2% threshold, and so Seville says the GEC will carry out its duty.
Our staff is dedicated to it. Maria Pangolina is absolutely dedicated to it. And the commissioners, you know, I'm the independent, but the party commissioners actually work very cooperatively for an honest, fair election.
A request by the Uggan team for a hand count was denied, and a machine recount is scheduled for Saturday afternoon.
I'm hoping that the public has confidence in our results, because that's important to us.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Keep it locked to KUAM News digital platforms. It's there. We will bring you the numbers as it's released.
That's right. Then join us Saturday on Weekend Edition at 6 p.m. for a full report on that recount.
Anonymous negative attack ads littered this election.
Tonight, Chris Barnett talks with the targets of these attack ads and also finds out what party leaders think of them.
They say all is fair in love and war. But what about politics? The 2018 campaign season all in on dirty politics. Political attack ads made the rounds, going viral on social media and WhatsApp. While there are definite differences between the Republican and Democrat parties, one thing they could agree on: attack ads are bad for both sides of the aisle.
It's getting actually very nasty.
They're disgusting and they're illegal.
Without any indication of who's paying for the ad.
It's very disappointing that people won't at least tie their name to it.
Cowardly.
Lieutenant Governor candidate Josh Tenorio of the Lou and Josh team said for candidates, it can be very hard to turn a blind eye to negative campaigning.
You try not to look at it, but then everybody who's your friend and family sends it to you because they want you to know about it. Then soon everybody sees it. So, I'd be trying not to get discouraged. I'm pretty strong, I can take it, but, it's always never good when it hits your family, my sister, so, yeah.
One of the most attacked candidates down the stretch, leading to the primary candidate for governor, Senator Frank Uggan Jr. Uggan even has a YouTube channel made up of videos that specifically attack him.
Working guys like me usually don't run for office.
We asked the senator, who has been part of 3 gubernatorial campaigns, if negative attacks come with the territory.
Other elections, there were a lot of negative ads also. In this election, it was even more impactful, primarily because much of the negative ads were directly targeted to myself. So that's where the difference is. I would return home and my family would just be somewhat devastated, knowing full well that why are they doing this? Why are they attacking you in this way? And it's very unfortunate.
Just days before the primary election, this cabinet attack ad on the Lou and Josh team dropped. While the candidates admit they are fair game during campaigns, this election saw campaign supporters and the candidates' families getting caught in the political crossfire.
Just personally, Chris, when I saw the picture of Graciela, I thought that is dirty to do that to somebody who is going to live the rest of her life thinking about that. I mean, I don't know. It's totally inhumane.
A number of the negative ads targeted family members and it directly affected our families.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
The Chamorro Land Trust Act intentionally discriminates against non-Chamorros, according to a brief filed Friday by the U.S. Attorney's Office, and thus it violates the Federal Fair Housing Act. Justice Department lawyers are seeking a partial judgment in this case. The 32-page pleading lays out multiple arguments. It contends that the CLTA is an unlawful housing statute that discriminates on the basis of race. It argues that the act's legislative history is evidence of its purpose to benefit ethnic Chamorros and exclude other groups. The U.S. Attorney further contends that Guam cannot cite exceptions similar to Indian law because, unlike Native American Indians, Chamorros are not a federally recognized group, and Congress has not authorized Guam to enact laws granting Chamorros preferential benefits. The case was filed last year and remains before the Guam District Court. A Tumon bed and breakfast business is forced to shut down, Nick.
Yeah, tonight a KUAM exclusive. Government enforcement officials say it was operating illegally for nearly an entire year. The owner of the Guam guest house in Tumon is evicted, the last of the guests forced to leave. Our cameras capturing it all happen as Guam Fire, Guam Police, and DPW officials were on scene Thursday morning. The closure a result of multiple violations and lack of permits noted by each agency. This even though the rental operation has been in place since September 2017. So after authorities left the property, we head inside looking for the owner, Marcus Cepeda, to get some answers.
Mr. Cepeda? Hey, Nick Delgado, KUAM.
Inside is a cozy spot set up in the tourist district, fully furnished with multiple bedrooms, bathrooms, and common areas. So you can imagine the frustration Cepeda had leading up to his eviction.
I have a lot to talk about.
And that he did, standing firm that he did all he could to ensure his business was legitimate.
I am licensed. I was licensed the whole time.
He's upset how it all played out.
I don't think it's fair at all.
Cepeda moved his operation from Barrigada Heights after he says land management gave him the okay.
When I got clearance from land management, I signed my lease. I'm on a hook for a 3-year lease here. And believe me, it's not cheap.
He sits down with us, going through the trail of documents that date back to September of last year, whenever he was given the permit from Rev and Tax for a one-room rental at the Tumon location.
It was all approved. Okay. It was all approved. I'm experienced with doing the sole proprietor, small business, home business. So I always get a license, always pay my GRT taxes.
He shared that more concerns were brought to his attention from the regulatory agencies last November. Concerns he contends he worked tirelessly to correct.
Believe me, I spent a lot of money trying to comply.
In the months that followed, Cepeda would continue to book guests. His Airbnb site has since been taken down. At last check, his Booking.com site was still active. Now in June, Cepeda was issued a notice of violation. Public Works, concerned over the renovations they say they never approved. DPW Building Permit Supervisor Jose Guevara.
He did start renovations to the space illegally without a permit. When we did issue the permit and he came in, he says, "Okay, Joe, we'll get the application, we'll get a drawing, we'll turn that in." But his drawings, the supporting documents, been turned in for a permit, aside, along with the permit application. Those documentations must be stamped by a local professional engineer. So the drawings that he turned in initially did not have any stamp on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So he wasn't able to get a stamp on it until a year later, when he was caught already acting, operating a business illegally.
Authorities claim he used the same specs whenever he attempted to move from Barrigada Heights to the commercial building in Tumon. The situation still had Cepeda fed up.
You come to a business, you see a problem, 8 months later you address it? How does that happen? Why don't you address it right there and then? Okay? You didn't.
The June citation landing Cepeda in court for having an occupancy prohibited before approval and prior to fire alarm approval. Just this month, the court let him off with a warning and closed the case. Another safety concern fire officials say was the lack of windows in the bedrooms.
Windows is not an issue. I have enough doors. I have 3 doors. I went through the process for inspection. There were some issues. I went through the process of correcting the issues. Everything that I was told to do, I did. And at the end, I have to vacate.
He was forced to turn his guests away and refund their money.
Go on Airbnb. The reviews. 5-star, 130 of them. Okay, 5-star. Okay? That's what I lost.
But the government agencies involved argue that he clearly broke the law.
Do you plan to start up somewhere again?
Well, I don't think so. I don't know if I want to do this.
You can view the entire walk and talk with Cepeda on KUAM's IGTV on Instagram.
Now, the law states a bed and breakfast in a hotel zone like this one is only permitted if it has an occupancy as a single-family dwelling, meaning a detached building. Also, Oversight Chair on Finance and Taxation Senator Joe St. Augustine had been invited and involved with talks regarding Cepeda's B&B. He tells KUAM it's for this very reason that government agencies like Rev and Tax need more personnel to ensure businesses are in compliance.
New technology advances mean certain employees from the Guam Power Authority's meter reader and customer service electrician section will be laid off. GPA received approval this week from the CCU to abolish these positions effective October 28th. However, the power company was also authorized by the Commission to establish advanced meter infrastructure technician positions. GPA has been conducting outreach to 8 affected employees who have been encouraged to apply for positions with GPA for which they qualify. The new AMI tech positions become effective September 29th.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
Win adventure in the ITNE Explore Your World Million Mile Giveaway. Every week from July 16 to November 2nd, we're giving away 60,000 United Mileage Plus miles to ITNE postpaid and prepaid subscribers. Imagine where you could go. Go on a weekend getaway to the Philippines. Enjoy fresh sushi in Japan. Itadakimasu. Sip a latte at a cafe in Paris. Or use your miles for shopping and other rewards. It's your world. Explore it.
His request to be released from prison is denied. Nicola Marinelli, the Italian national accused of putting skimming devices on local ATMs, will have to wait it out in prison. It was said in court today the Secret Service did a background check, but they did not that he did not have any international criminal record. As reported, Marinelli is accused of trying to scam people withdrawing money from ATMs using skimming devices. Trial has not yet been set.
It was a verbal argument turned violent. Police responded to the Mlani Harmon apartments on Thursday to find 2 victims. One was cut in the throat and neck and needed immediate medical attention. Another had a cut to the back and was treated at the scene. 43-year-old Kriyosi Kosi was arrested for attempted murder, aggravated assault, rioting, and public intoxication. 54-year-old Shamika Anak also behind bars for rioting, assault, and disorderly conduct.
A robbery suspect is nabbed after he's discharged from the hospital. 22-year-old Jesse Joseph Petrus Margison is believed to be the masked man with a metal crowbar who pried a cash box from a Harmon establishment earlier this week. The robbery occurred at Roadside Towing Company on Sunday. Despite the shirt over his face, police report a staffer recognized Margison's voice as one of their employees. Margison was admitted to GRMC earlier this week for medical care. Once he was given the all-clear, police took him into custody for questioning. He was arrested for robbery, aggravated assault, and disorderly conduct. Nick, how does the island's only public hospital decide how to spend its money? That's a question that stirred up a rather heated moment during Thursday's board meeting.
That's right, Chris. This all surrounding how GMH leadership time and time again has struggled to keep up with making payroll and more so paying vendors. Here's what happened. A recurring financial problem at the Guam Memorial Hospital. The lingering issue had GMH trustee Dr. Ricardo Terlahi laying down the question, who decides how the hospital spends its cash?
That's what I'm saying. You should be struggling that day to get the total plus the retirement. The $3 million was the goal.
No, but because you
It's
make the
always
2.2
been-
million, you say we made it.
No.
You didn't make it.
We go to the insurance companies and we push them.
I know, but you know where you need to get it from? The government. That's
How
what
are you
some-
gonna get from the government
You
if
have
they
to
don't
ask them
appropriate?
for it.
We have been asking it, but that's why we go to the legislature and we
You ask them every payroll to pay to cover
You-
the
you don't-
retirement?
The concern is over the struggle to pay employee retirement contributions at the hospital while being able to make payroll. The retirement fund has threatened legal action for non-payment multiple times.
And that's the reason why we've been going to the legislature to ask for additional funding. We're asking for dedicated
Okay, I understand
funding.
that.
Hospital CFO Benita Manglotnia says she works alongside supervisors in accounting, pharmacy, and procurement to figure out the critical needs in order to get by.
But they can only give what's appropriated. They can't give you more than what was appropriated. And that's the reason we went before the legislature.
If you want to take that responsibility, go ahead, continue to do it. But every time it comes down to this, people are going to say, like, how come you didn't pay that? How come you didn't pay that? How come you didn't pay that? How come you didn't pay this?
And that's the
It's
reason
just
we-
falling apart
Should we
right
pass
after
that
that, right?
responsibility back up to the board then? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm not
asking?
asking
Yeah,
for that. I just
No,
want
but
to know
the
who
woman's
did it.
gonna do it
I
in
want
the
to know who did it,
organization.
exactly. I
So
want to know
who's
who's
it
doing
gonna
it.
be? She's the CFO.
But what
She
is-
sees all the money that comes
So
in.
what is your
So-
suggestion, Doc? How are we going to pay this
No,
thing?
it's not a suggestion. It's
So
a-
we
it's
can-
my asking is for this one reason at all. By the way, so the board
We
does
can
get
just
involved.
stop
You can get
paying-
sued right and left for all these
Okay,
things,
I mean, what
right?
we
You get
can-
sued right and
we
left.
can do is we
But
just
I
have to
didn't make the
pay this
decision
one, we're
not
not
to
gonna
do
pay
it,
for the
right?
supplies.
Medical Director Dr. Vincent Dueñas and Hospital Administrator Peter John Camacho also chimed in.
Questioning
You
your
are
ability.
questioning the team that is trying to allocate where the most important, where we can pay.
Right.
And if you're questioning that, then you want to
I just-
micromanage
no,
and say
no,
so.
don't push. I want to know.
Just like you want to micromanage,
I don't think I questioned. I said I want to know where it came from, and I did find out. So.
Please
It's such a criticism of it
give
because
us,
he's questioning
give
the
us
process.
guidance.
Okay, you misinterpreted. No
No.
criticism there at all.
But
None at all.
I want guidance from the board.
Tensions high, but Dr. Shalahi says he was only trying to find a solution to get rid of the hospital's debt.
Manglotnia also said during the meeting that the FY 2019 budget includes an increased subsidy for GMH, expected to get them the millions in much-needed revenue.
Celebrating Rose by dancing some Zumba. Public Health is raising funds to continue the legacy of the late Rosalie Zabala, a social worker who lost her battle to cancer back in May. Patrick Lucius is from the Public Health, and he's spearheading the event.
So we want to continue on her legacy, and so one of the ways we want to do it is she always loved to do Zumba and these exercises, and she really
there's a nap
what do you call that?
in the next
Inspired
year.
everyone to get into some kind of physical lifestyle.
The fun starts from 11 to 1 p.m. at Paradise Fitness Center in Agutnia. Tickets are $10. The money raised will go towards scholarships at the University of Guam and to dedicate a room at Public Health in Manilao to continue Rose's legacy of giving back to the community.
Spreading the Hafaday spirit and culture of the island. Two global brands set up at GPO in Tamuning have signed on to take the Hafaday pledge. Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein stores have become the latest to take the pledge. A special ceremony was held early today before the outlet opened up to customers. Officials say the stores have taken the pledge as a way to infuse a local warmth and hospitality in how they service and care for their customers in Guam.
Sports is next, but first, island weather.
it to earn reward points using the Alpha Plus app. Here, let me show you. Simply register with the all-new Alpha Plus app and earn reward points while making purchases at your favorite stores you already shop at. Just present the app to any authorized representative to earn your points. Now that was easy. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
Visitors make memories on our island. They contribute millions of dollars every year to our community. So what does that mean? Tourism keeps our island's culture alive.
And it strengthens our identity as Chamorros.
Tourism creates opportunities for local businesses to thrive.
The dishes I create feature local ingredients.
These ingredients come from local farms and create local jobs for farmers like us.
For every job we see in tourism,
there are hundreds more we don't see.
From teachers
to babysitters
to engineers.
We all work in the tourism industry.
Our visitor industry benefits everyone. It improves our income and gives back to our community.
Meaning more opportunities for a better Guam.
Tourism works for Guam.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. You know how we do it every Friday. Let's get right to it. Your Darrento-owned Athlete of the Week. Check it out. We're here at Darrento Manguilao for our Athlete of the Week. Today we have basketball player Tony Paulino. Gene?
On behalf of Darrento-owned, congratulations on making Athlete of the Week. Who would you like to present the check to?
Thank you. I would like to present this check to Micronesian Sports Foundation.
You're playing in the second annual alumni tournament for Guam Elite. A little different from the FD tournament where you're able to play alongside guys that graduated throughout the years at FD.
Yes. This one's a little different in the sense that you do get the best talent of each school combining together, combining forces, and it's an exciting time.
This is your first time back onto the basketball court in quite some time playing soccer, but how has it been out there on the court with the guys for the first time being back?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, I looked up to Will Sinnett and guys like Vince Estella, JP Cruz when I was younger, but now playing against them and playing with them.
A lot of physicality out there on the court. Guys kind of getting away with a little extra bumping because they are seasoned vets.
Yeah. I mean, that's men's league for you. And, I mean, when you get a group of that high talent, you got to expect that, you know, the level of play is going to rise.
You guys are 2-0 right now in the tournament. Hopefully you're going to get to that championship game and get a shot at JFK. But what's the team's goal heading into the mid part of the season in a few weeks?
I mean, our goal is always, you know, we want to raise that trophy. But as long as we are consistently getting better and gelling as a team, moving the ball around, swinging, and staying in shape mostly, staying healthy, that'll be our main goals to focus on.
And any other teams that you guys are really looking forward to playing in this year's tournament?
Oh, I'm excited for every team. I think every team has their high school standouts here on island to perform. So it's going to be a cool little competition fest.
Congratulations. Stay tuned to our next Darrento Athlete of the Week.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by
IIAAG High School Cross Country. JFK hosted the Teason High Titans. Congratulations to Islanders runner Chastity Minor, who was the first female finisher to cross the line with a time of 22:37. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Half
half a day, hungry drivers. Are you spending more time on the road? Shell has teamed up with Wendy's so you can buy fuel and eat free. Just fuel up 7 gallons at any Shell station and get a coupon for a Wendy's cheeseburger or chicken nuggets. Or use 2 coupons to redeem a Wendy's cheeseburger meal with fries and a drink. Fuel up at Shell today because this deal won't last long. Quality service, fuel and food from Shell and Wendy's.
Attention drivers, we have a shipload of vehicles on the way and need to make room. Buy now during Triple J shipload sale. Take advantage of our best pricing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $137 per paycheck and used cars as low as $86 per paycheck during Triple J shipload sale. See PDN and post print ads for details or visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome, some conditions apply. Triple J Auto Group, customers first.
Now time to check in with this week's Cold Stone Creamery birthday list.
Happy birthday, Leonard, Isaiah, Tori. Happy 11th birthday. Love Nina, Nino, and the whole family. Monica Barzinas. Happy 2nd birthday, baby Monica Barzinas. Coming from Mommy, Daddy, and the whole family. And happy belated to Aaron Francisco.
Remember, you too can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include your photo, your name, and birthday. And Nick, it's our favorite time of the week. This is my drum roll. Let me congratulate this week's winner, the yummy Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Cake, John Roy Angutta, who celebrated his birthday on August 28th. Happy belated birthday and congrats.
Yeah, a rep from Cold Stone will be in touch to let you know how you can redeem your yummy cake.
That's going to do it for us here, but stay tuned. Next is Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Half a day, everybody, and welcome to KUAM News Extra. I'm Jason Salas. As always,